listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
In this course come search for XRA, search for XSLT. Salini and Karuna, there is one website to this come. In this course come, you have to search for XLT. Search XLT. Then you will get one course open. In this course, if you will scroll up here in the left side, you are able to see my screen right. If you scroll, if you see in the left side, there are some tutorials. Tutorials are the XML tutorial, then XML expert tutorial, and then XLT tutorial. These three, you just note it down like XML, XPath, and XSLT. These three. From here, it will be pretty much quick. You don't need to spend that much of time. And we know here the 3 scores come is not slow like Workday. Whatever you know, wherever you are practicing. Here you can simply just go with the start with the XML. In the XML, you try to understand what is XML. Basically, one XML should be having just one parent node. One parent node means the root node. The one is not basically in each and every XML is a XML. Whenever you see XML file will be like starting with start node and ending with end node. Let's say there is one node root. If there is, this is kind of start node. And when we say end node, this means patchless root. This is called the node. This is one of the node. This is the ending of this start node. This is end node. One XML file can have just one root node. Then whatever nodes, whatever information will be stored, that will be stored here. For example, there is one XML file. In that XML file root is the root node. Then you need to create this is the root node. Then you will be having multiple tags for each and every field. For example, in the root node, let's say you have another node that is child node worker underscore data. Then this child node will also be in whatever node you will start in XML. Then all those nodes needs to be ended as well. It will be like worker data. Worker underscore data. This is a child node, but this child node will always be inside the parent node. There will be just one parent node. There will be just one. There can be multiple parent node, but there can be just one root node in any XL. There is just one root node. Inside the root node, you can have multiple children. You can have multiple children child nodes. And in each and every child node, you can have multiple tags. For example, let's say first name XX, and then you close the first name tag. Whatever node you will open in XML, that has to be ended. Then the last name Y, then close the last name node. This is how XML works. They can be just one root node in one XML. And for that root node, there can be multiple child nodes. And in that child node, there can be a multiple child node of that. For this node, this is the parent node. And this is a child node for worker data. This is child node, and this is the parent node. This is also the root node. In this Shruti Schools Come, you will get the understanding of XML. You don't need to do you don't need to remember anything. You just go to Schools.com. Here you see how XML looks like. See, this is how XML looks like. This is the version of XML, and this is the encoding format of XML. This is something by default. You're going to use this one. Then you will be having just one node. This is a root node. This is not a node. This is just a definition. This is just a version control and all those things. But actual XML is starting from here. There is just one root node in this root node. There are multiple child nodes. You can call this a tags as well. This is tag. This is one of the tag. This is another tag. This is another tag. This is how XML looks like. You will be having a here options buttons also there. You can click and you can learn there. If I click on display XML, this is displaying the XML part. If I display the XML file as node, then this is how it looks like. There is one node in node. There is two, and in two there is this one, then from Chani, then in a reminder, and blah blah blah. Basically, this is the node. This is the actual data. This is the actual data you have. And this actual data is being converted in XML, like this one. This website is really very, very helpful. Because, as of now, we have discussed only the configuration part. Now we are going to discuss the coding part. In coding part, basically the key thing you need to understand is XML and XSLT. XML is pretty much good. It's just a raw data. Like you will be having some parent node, child nodes, and then data will be stored. You are going to define some X, pass and all. And from there you will be able to get the data. It's a really simple, but when you will start creating the XSLT, there you need to understand a lot of things. Like how to write a function, how exactly data can be extracted. All those things you need to understand, but this site is very important. The XML tutorial will give you the details of the XML, how XML looks like, what is XML element, what is XML attributes, what is XML namespace. Then other side down, HTTP request. These are things you don't need to understand, but at least very high level. You need to understand. Basically, let me, just note it down. If I'm not doing anything, at least I can do this thing. In XML, what are the things you need to understand? Just noting down. I'll just paste in the chat. You need to use store somewhere. Email or SQL. This is the website there. You need to search for accessibility. Then start learning. Here in XML, you have to learn below things. Indent tree intro, tree syntax elements, attributes, namespaces, then XPath, XSLT, XSLT. Then. These are, you know enough for basic one. Then the next is XPath tutorial. In XPath, you understand everything. Say next path, intro nodes syntax access operators. Then in XXL text SLT, here it is. In XSLT, what you have to do is intro languages transform template. I think in XLT you need to go with everything. I mean you have to have many values of for each sort. If choose apply client server, you don't need this many. If you cover these many things from this Kuscam, you will feel very, XLT will XLT and XLT will become very easy for you. Try to practice this from this of these Kuscam. Try to practice. These are the main topics. In XML, these are the things, in XPath, these things, and in XLDD. Here also, when you will create XXLD, when you will get the XSLD, there you will be having examples as well. For example, if I go to XSLD 4H, say this is one of the XML, then there are some 4H XSLD, says XSLD, this is XLD code. If you click on this, try yourself, say this is the XML code. This is the raw data. You know which Workday will be generating. Workday will be generating in something kind of this way. And then you will be writing code. You will be writing code which will transform your raw XML into some understandable format. Here in this case, this is the data. You will be able to practice as well. For example, here, if I say A and you can click on, this one, then you can, you will feel, say, let's say the color is, let me change the color, then you will see the difference. See, it is coming, great, right? You will be able to practice here and it will not be slow, it will be, pretty much fast. You will be able to do the practice. However, this is really good. I would, recommend, before I start anything you start, you just go through this. You just go through this and then, you will get the idea what is, element, what is attribute, how to write XLT and all. See, here we are generating even after writing XLT. We are generating in a tabular form. This is something in Workday. Maybe we will not generate in a tabular form. We will simply generate data in the, TXT format. For example, I have shown you in custom report transformation, right? When I applied custom report transformation, you will be able to generate data in TXT format. That is same thing you can do using XSLT also. But before you do with XSLT, you need to understand like what are those attributes, how to write functions, how exactly you can just transform the data into one from one format to another. You need to understand what is value or what is forage, what is sort, and what is if and all. Everything. These are, you come from a coding background, right? You did something in the past. Basically, it will be pretty much big for you to understand as well. You already know. Say for each. You know if I mean loop for loop. Choose if everyone knows. When you know if you work in any language, you do this thing right. It will be pretty much big to understand. I will say, you just go through this thing and then we will discuss. In the next call, I will start with the core connector. Once I finish the core connector, then the only part will be left for us is to understand XSLT. We will apply XSLT on in EIB, and then we will apply XSLT in the core connector. That is only thing pending for, integration. Other than that, in integration basics, almost we have covered everything. But this alone is going to take a long time, to be honest. As soon as people, join and learn all these things, it will be, pretty much, quick for us to just wrap up the sessions. We finished with EIB Outbound, Vanish. Outbound doesn't require this core connector. Yes. In EIB Outbound, basically in EIB Outbound, you can say we have finished only 7%. The other percent is this XLT only. Once we learn this SLT, then in EIB also, instead of using custom report transformation, we will create XSLT and we will transform the data using XSLT only. That part is pending. And how about the inbound? For inbound, we will. I'll show you how we can create inbound integrations, EIB, inbound, and how to. I'll show you how to terminate people in, Workday using inbound integration. In inbound, generally in inbound EIB, we don't use XLT. That's a specified template. We used to, just upload a template and we used to run the EIB. In inbound EIB, I have never seen anyone has written, XLT. I'm not sure whether, but I'll explore. But we know in case of Workday Studio integration, you will need to, convert data from one format to another. There you are going to write XSLTs. One more question, then it's when we created that EIB integration, right? When they give the name of that file, right? If we are not putting any .xml or anything, then it becomes like a text file, right? Basically, see the file name, that's just a label. If you don't give, for example, let's say you are giving only test, you're not given .xml, .txt. Anyways, if you give, that doesn't matter. The way integration is generating the data. If you are not adding any kind of transformation, whatever file name you will give, that will be generated in XL format only. If you do the transformation, let's say you are using custom report transformation and you have opted for CSV, but in the file name you are giving the TXT. That's a CSV format. Data only in the file. The name is TXT only. That doesn't matter. That is something you need to align with the file format. If you are trying to create CSV file, then you write that name by yourself .csv. It's not going to impact your file. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.